tune of the day on the Imperial label, Good Night Sweetheart, sung by Jack Gordon. Played on the 103 HMV 103, unrestored.
And woes, so soon in sweet repose, will fade and die. And when tomorrow comes, dear, let's forget each little vain regret that makes us both unhappy. Good night, sweetheart, all my prayers are for you. Good night, sweetheart, I'll be watching o'er you. Tears and parting may make us forlorn, but with the dawn a new day is born. So I'll say good night, sweetheart. Sleep will banish sorrow. Good night, sweetheart, till we meet tomorrow. Dreams and for you, in them, dear, I'll hold you. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Tears and parting may make us forlorn, but with the dawn a new day is born. Dreams and for you, in them, dear, I'll hold you. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. It's Richard here, and I thought I'd just do an impromptu vlog today about one or two things that have been going on as we're in the coronavirus lockdown, and most people are at home unless they have to go to work. And sad to say, those of you who aren't in the UK, from my friends across the pond and wider audience, of course, both Matt Hancock, our Health Secretary, and Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, both contracted the virus. So they're one of the many, I think it's over 1,000 people now, I think it is, that have got coronavirus, and very sad. So I myself are very well and keeping that way. I've been using social distancing and had to queue up for over 2 hours yesterday to get into my local chemist and also Waitrose in Maidstone, but everyone was being very sensible, and luckily the weather has been quite good. The temperature today is 9 degrees. It's quite cold actually. We're expecting more cold weather coming tomorrow and high winds. You might be able to hear in the background the birds are singing nicely, and also there's quite a bit of breeze. But I've now completed the putting the workshop back together, so I thought perhaps I'd give you a bit of a tour about that. I know that a lot of you are interested to see how I get on and what's happening, and then I've got one or two projects I've actually dug out of. I've found it's amazing what you find when you start digging around, even in this fairly modest space I have here, and so I thought perhaps I'll just give you a tour of that as well. So, but I'm going to try and do these vlogs a bit more regularly now, because you know, I'm at home or regularly. It's been quite nice actually. I've been I know it sounds strange, but I've been quite enjoying the time to myself, and also spending time to catch up with friends on the internet. And so having had a very busy time recently and been feeling a bit under the weather as well because of that. Yeah, so it's been quite good. Under the weather, not cold wise, I have to hasten to add, and so on that basis. Some of you may remember that I've actually had roof issues with this roof, and that happened on the 24th of December. And from then, of course, if you want to go back and watch my previous videos, you'll see that I had to remove everything from this end of the garage workshop, and so I've now been in a position that I've now fix that problem. The last video I think I made was all about that. Nothing got damaged actually, nothing got damaged, none of the electrical equipment got damaged, luckily, because most of it was above floor level. So at this end, down the far end, which you might see in the background, yes there were some more, but in fact the leaks down there didn't happen. And so this garage is now in a better position, and I've actually managed to fix up behind this wall there is a mower shed. I've actually managed to fix that as well, and I'm going to show you a bit of kit I bought especially to help secure the roof for that. Also coming up I've got a new unboxing. I don't do unboxings, but I thought I would this time, and that's on the basis that I've actually purchased a new bit of kit. I'm going to keep that secret till it comes, saying sadly goodbye to another piece of kit that I've had for about over 14 years I think it is now, and so gave up the ghost on me this week, so which often happens, and so I've bought myself a nice new piece to go with that. So rather than waffling on, without further ado, let me get hold of the camera and get hold of Mr. GoPro, and you know, on that basis. Also, a big shout out to those people who are new to the channel. Welcome to my channel. If you really like my content, I've got about just over 1,000 subscribers. I'm not really keen and not too bothered about how many people tune in, and whether you get bored and you can detune, I don't mind really. I mean, it's a free world out there, and I listen to quite a few YouTubers. I mean, I've got a whole list of people that I regularly tune into, and I really enjoy the time. I watch more YouTube than I do actually television, actually, funny enough. And so if I'm not on the internet talking to friends on Facebook. So if you want to follow me on social media, you can do. If you want to send me a request on Facebook, I'll have a look at that. I don't accept everybody, but because that's more of a personal thing. But certainly you can follow me on Twitter, and you can follow me on LinkedIn if you're a business at all and you're interested in some of the things I do in the business world. So, you know, my consultancy and all the rest of it. If you want to engage in it, I know that people have recently, which is really nice. So once we get back to the old normal as opposed to the new normal, then that'll be quite good. But without further ado, let me take you off the perch, sitting on top of Mr. Technique's sideways speaker, and I'll show you around. So I'm also having a cup of coffee as well, so I'll do that in the middle of it. So hold fire. Let's go. Just put the microphone on. Right. So we are still. Yes. So we're still recording. That's good news. So there's the coffee on the poppy mug. There we go. Cheers, everyone. Right. So you can see now, if I just swing the camera around, you can see that the workshop is actually nice and tidy now. I've got some still work to do with the bikes, so I'm going to move things around. I've got 3 bikes in here, and then I've got another one a mountain bike they go on. They've all been cleaned up except the inner one, which I must do, but that's not too bad. The one on the outside used to belong to my mother, and that's a Raleigh. It's worth quite a bit now. It's a really nice bike. And the second one in was a commuter bike that I bought many years ago. And then I've put Mr. 103 HMV in the corner now, and those of you who are following this would have heard Good Night Sweetheart by Jack Connolly there, I think his name was, and I'm going to do the opening session I'm going to do a recording each time now, so you have, and so I set that up with an electric lamp there, so that a bit more light on the matter. That machine came from a neighbour of mine, and I bought some while ago, and it's unrestored. I've got to do some work on that, so that and all the other projects will be in on the list. I've just reorganised some of this stuff. I recently decided to get rid of a job lot gramophone that I got. It was the Columbia 119A, and it came with this double spring motor. So I'm going to probably keep this on there. And then there was a Columbia portable. I'm having trouble getting this turntable off. I know it does come off because there's a C-clip with it, but it's seized itself on. So this spring, single spring Garrod motor still works actually. This one here, this is actually a Columbia made motor, double spring. It's perfectly alright, so I need to do some work on that. The other thing, just get the microphone out of the way a minute. The other thing I discovered was this very nice Sony portable cassette deck, which came with these very nice Sony stereo speakers. The power cord on this was faulty, so I found a new power cord, one of those figure of 8 European ones here, which is here. It does power up, but I think the belts inside the cassette deck have gone to mush, because you can hear the motor running but nothing happens. And I think it was a type of reporter's machine. It's really sturdy, and it's got lots of features on the front there. So I'm going to repair that. Also it came with a microphone, but the only thing I've got left over from the mic is the mic stand actually, which is this one. No microphone, so I think that must have gone missing. But I'm going to explore that anyway. Something else, a little job to do. But I thought it's worth leaving out, so I've got these projects along with my little French record deck, which I'm gonna, the valve machine that I'm gonna sort out as well, that you may have seen a video of earlier. Wait, if you want to go back and have a look at that, that's on the list. But I was keen to engage in getting my mower shed roof fixed, and so though I've used some screws and some new felt with that, I've invested in this Van House nail stapler. So I thought I'd just share that with you. I bought this on Amazon, and there were I've just put it into this very nice box that I had kicking around. It's a rechargeable one. It was 25 quid almost, and I thought it was worth that. It comes with some staples, which are in here. Where are we? There we go. It comes with these very nice staples. It comes with the two types. You've got the traditional type, which I'm going to use, and then you get this other one, these T staples they're called. There's quite a lot of safety, and then another pack here. There's quite a lot of safety instructions with this, obviously, but it has got a safety feature. So first of all, you have to switch it on, like that, like here. There's a switch on the side here, and then obviously the neck, you have to push the edge. There's a little bit that sticks out that you might be able to see, and then press the gun to make it actually work. So I'm not going to do that because obviously staple guns can be quite dangerous in the wrong hands. So and it comes with this rather nice charging, a lithium battery. It's quite low voltage. It's something, I don't know, 3.6 volts I think it says on the instructions. But I thought it was quite nice and handy. It's got it's a German made, as you can tell, so yeah, it's 3.6 and yeah, volts on there, and I just thought it was really handy. You can get the cheapest ones, I think about £4 on eBay, but I just thought it was worth investing in this, because if I do any furniture repairs or something, this would be an ideal bit of kit. And you can put the two types of staples in the machine to start with, and then decide which ones to use. So quite good that. So very helpful. But I thought it was yeah, worth investing in. But I thought I'd just share that with you. What else has happened? Well, apart from the place looking really neat now, I'm really pleased with it all. Just do a pan round. As I say, put most things back again. I've got this little disc jockey Philips. I'll power that up. No, there's no sound coming from it, so I need to whether I keep it, I'm not sure. I've got you can see the Columbia there that I do play records on. The one that I saved from the skip. Oh yes, and the other thing was I found as part of that Columbia, I've got a nice new Columbia soundbox now. And it actually works quite well. I've tested it out, so I'll give it a refurb, give it a clean up. So, and then I've got the Philips you can see there, and the little French machine which is next on the list, and then of course I've got the Good Soul there, School's record deck that I've had for many years and repaired. Some of you may have heard that play, and then we've got this other machine here. It's the Tensa, which is basically I think that's a trio underneath. That's a European. I've got two of those. I've got that one, which is failing, I've got to sort out, and then I've got another one under the bench there, which I bought as a replacement, which I've never powered up. So you buy these things, and then something happens in life, and you end up getting busy, and you never actually get round to using them properly. So, but the Denon CD player is working well, and then the Techniques. The Sony, by the way, came with this cassette, which I have played, and it's like the music on there is a cross between, I suppose, Pet Shop Boys and what else was I thinking? Oh, that was it's a Kraftwerk. If anyone remembers Kraftwerk years ago, the music's really weird on there. I might play some actually at some point, just give you a sample. Yeah, and then of course the JVC's back. It was always been there, just dusted it all off, and then I've just done the rest of it. So we're actually up and functioning now. I think I talked about the shelf last time. I extended that a bit. So then everything's neat and tidy. The carpet's back in, all dry. So yeah, so I feel fairly satisfied now that we're back to where we were before. Certainly no leaking from the ceiling, thank God. Thanks to myself and the roofing contractor that I got. So yeah, and yeah, so there we are really. I just thought I'd give you a quick update, and I know that my colleagues have been doing the same things. I watched Simon the other day, and if you're listening, Simon, I really enjoyed your vlog there, and from your workshop, and so it's good to hear from people. But hope everyone's keeping well, and do let me know what you think. Let me just turn around again, and too much of a oops. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. So let me know what you think, and I'll try and do another one of these actually as the days pass, because everyone's at home. I find it quite amusing actually. There's loads of information on the BBC and channel, BBC News channel, which often I have on in the background, but then I turn it off because it actually gets overloaded with too much information. The best information you can get about coronavirus is to listen to the scientific experts. I'm very much, in my work, I'm very much research based. So somebody says they've got a new piece of kit, what do you think, Richard? I always say, well, is there any research evidence? Is there any university peer reviews? It's that type of thing. So certainly listening to the scientists is the best thing to do if you're interested about that. And it's quite interesting how human behaviour is a great one for people watching, and psychology of how humans behave. But it's quite interesting when I'm out and about. When I was waiting in the queue for Waitrose the other day, and the chemist, I was picking up some tablets, people start to change and they sort of interact with each other. And some of it actually, I think, to me, the way that people interact with you is quite strange. I find it very odd. Perhaps it's just me. If you find it the same, let me know. I'd be interested to see. But yeah, I mean, we should just go about our normal working life and just make sure that we just keep 2 meters away from people. Some people are doing the most peculiar things. They're almost like jumping into hedges if you come along by them or something. And the conversation stuff that's going on, some of it's what I call silly talk. It's just stuff that you really wouldn't really want to engage with. And there's almost like a need to connect with some people. The people that I'm most concerned about are any older people that I see out and about, to make sure that they're prioritised, because they're the ones that are most vulnerable. We know now also that younger people are too, but to me they're the ones, probably I've got a vested interest because that's sort of people I normally care for, but I just think it's, they're the ones that need a bit of support really, because they're always at the bottom of the pile, aren't they, in society, along with disabled people. I mean, so but anyway, I'm rambling on here. But interested to know what you think. Anyway, keep safe, keep smiling, and see you very soon. Take care.